Check 1, 2.
Go! Curious about real estate? Yes! Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need. Get over the fear and get started. This is the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show with your host, Michael Quarles.
Hello, everybody. Michael Quarles, podcast number 60. I'm having to be a little bit more quiet today than normal because just on the other side of my office, my negotiators are negotiating a fantastic deal, and I would hate for this podcast to be overheard during their call. So I'm going to be a little bit more quiet. Just turn up your phones. We're going to have the same excitement, just a lower voice. Here we go. Question number 1. I wish to purchase a property from an absentee owner. He just renewed a 1-year lease with his tenant, but wishes to sell his property immediately. What are my options regarding the tenant? Well, first of all, you can buy the property and have it as passive income for 1 year, no problem at all. Or 2, you can buy the tenant out. Ask them if there is an amount of money that they could be given by you to move to another house. Both of those are acceptable. What you can't do is evict the tenant once you own until the end of that 1-year lease, but that's an excellent question. Make sure when you make the offer to the seller that you mitigate any costs involved in holding costs, in moving that tenant out, any of those things, because you have to be compensated for the work it takes to get the tenant out. Question number 2, please explain walkaway money. Well, walkaway money is the amount of money that you're going to put in your pocket after I pay off all of the voluntary and involuntary liens, all the costs like commissions and closings and transfer tax, and all those things, the amount of money that's going to be the net, the amount of money that you're going to be able to walk away with. That's what we're talking about when we talk about walkaway money.
Thanks for listening to Buy, Sell, Fix, Flip. We'll be right back. Are you running out of leads? It's time you tried Yellow Letters. At yellowletters.com, get motivated seller leads through yellow letters, postcards, zip letters, typed professional letters, greeting cards, door hangers, and business cards. Yellow Letters is a full-service marketing company created with your success in mind. Get the personal attention you need to get your direct mail campaign started and get in touch at yellowletters.com. And we are back in 3, 2, 1.
Question number 3. During negotiation, how do you calculate how much money will end up in the seller's pocket if you don't yet know what involuntary liens are on the property? Or do you know before you negotiate with the seller? No, I don't. I'm taking the seller's word, their promise. They tell me this is what I owe. I'm going to take them as being fair and honest with me. If they're not fair and honest with me, well, then shame on them. Because if a seller says they owe Bank of America $40,000 and they don't owe anybody else, and we negotiate a $60,000 sales price, $20,000 cash, and me taking the loan subject to, and it turns out that the Bank of America is actually $43,000, and they forgot to mention the $5,000 mechanics lien that's on the property, well, the extra Bank of America and the $5,000 mechanics lien come out of their seller proceeds. So it's just a negative for them. So we try to get sellers to be ultra honest with us because it just harms them later if they're not. But great question. Question number 4. Can backing out of a couple of contracts in the beginning of my investment career give me a bad name, even if I back out for good cause? Well, absolutely not. In fact, it can give you a bad name if you don't back out of them. If you enter into contracts that aren't reasonable and don't back out of them, then it's going to give you a real bad name because you're going to go into debt. And some of your creditors and some of your other things like charge cards and mortgage payments and car payments and interest and all that, they may suffer because you don't have enough money because you bought bad debt properties. So back out of deals that don't make sense economically. Always be fair. I always tell people, the moment that you know that you need to renegotiate or back out of a contract, the very, very moment, that's when you contact the seller and let them know. Do not wait until the close of escrow to tell the seller who's all excited about moving that they cannot move. That's a horrible thing, an unethical, immoral thing to do. So as soon as you know, you let the seller know. It's what our rights are. That's why we have a contract that's built the way it's built. We have to have the right to inspect property. We have to have the right to mitigate or cancel a contract if what the seller tells us wasn't true or wasn't all of the truth. Question number 5. Can you show us a complete seller presentation from beginning to end? Yes, I can. In fact, my coaching students are going to hear that today at 3 o'clock. We're going to have a full hour of seller presentation and negotiation techniques. I am going to get grilled like George Foreman hamburger, and it's going to be a blast. But yeah, you have to be one of my coaching students. And remember, last week, I've offered 2 people who want to sign up for my coaching a $1,000 discount. I have never done that before in my lifetime. However, if you want to take advantage of $1,000 savings, you need to contact support at bsffacademy.com. One more time, support at bsffacademy.com. And I'm so sorry for the soft voice, but we're negotiating a really big deal in the room next door, and I don't want to interfere with that negotiation. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Get more info and stay in touch at michaelquarles.com.